Hey everybody, Rosy the Rascal 15 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the film Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It came out in 2010. It was directed by Edgar Wright, the same director of the movie Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, and Baby Driver recently. And I love this director. I love his films, and this is actually my favorite film from him. I really love Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It was based off of a graphic novel back in the day. I believe it came out in 2005 by Brian Lee O'Malley. I hope I pronounced his name right. Now, personally, I didn't read any of the graphic novels, so keep in mind this is just coming from somebody who's only been a fan of the film. So please excuse me if I don't get everything correct, okay, because I have not read the graphic novel. But from what I've heard, that this film is pretty much a great representation of the source material because the director actually did a lot of things that represented the graphic novel pretty well. Like he shot the film in a way I'm like, yeah, this definitely feels like a comic book film, and I mean that in a good way. From the transitions to the editing to the characters, and not to mention the fact that the director really worked hard on the casting because honestly the characters in the movie look exactly like the characters in the graphic novel, and I believe he captured the personalities pretty well. From what I did read a couple of pages, and from what I've seen, I think he captured the characters pretty well, and they look just like the characters from the graphic novel. So I'm very impressed that they gave this to a good director, because we all know sometimes mangas or graphic novels can turn out to be really bad. Looking at you, Dragon Ball Evolution. Looking at you. That was something that needs to be forgotten and burned at the stake. We should never be reminded that that existed. Anyways, we're not talking about that adaptation of a manga that was terrible. We're here to be talking about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the movie. This film's amazing. I absolutely love this film. I love everything about it. The editing, the music, the characters, the humor. This movie's fun. It's got a lot of good lessons to teach to a young audience, to a younger audience basically, where it's got a good moral for kids that are dealing with like, love issues and self-esteem issues. It's got a good moral for that for the young crowd. There was even a Scott Pilgrim vs. the World video game that was a 4-player co-op beat-em-up game made by Ubisoft that was really great. Honestly, it was one of the funnest 4-player games I played back in the day, and the music is freaking awesome. Honestly, you should go ahead and download this game because it is really awesome. On December 30th, 2014, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, and its DLC were delisted from the Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network, possibly due to the license expiring. That really sucks. That really, really sucks. Well, that really pisses me off. You can't download the game anymore due to the license expiring. Great. The movie fails at the box office, and the game is no longer available for the public. Damn it! Oh well, you know what? Doesn't matter. The game, you can't play it anymore, and the movie didn't do so well at the box office, and probably we're not going to get a sequel anytime soon, because guess what? I know this franchise has its fans, and I know there's a lot of people that love Scott Pilgrim, whether it be the comic, the graphic novel, the video game, or this film. There's a lot of Scott Pilgrim fans out there, and I'm one of them. I really love Scott Pilgrim, and I really should check out their graphic novels. I really need to read them. I'm sure they're really good, and I hear they're really funny. I had a friend back in high school that used to read them back in, I want to say back in 2008, and yeah, he was obsessed with them. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that. I said high school, junior high, excuse me. I was in junior high when those comics were being made. Anyways, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, great film. I love the whole aspect of the main character fighting 7 evil exes to get to the girl, which is, really cute and funny, and I love everything that leads up to it, and the ending of the film is bittersweet, and I love the morals that the characters go through, and I love that this is a movie that shows the characters kind of, not very smart and selfish and kind of maybe immature, and then they start to mature as the film goes on and start making choices that are actually benefiting themselves and others, and it's such a good film. Again, like I said, it's a great film for the youth, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to give Scott Pilgrim versus the World a 9 out of 10, and I think my only flaw with the film would have to be the fact that the movie is based off a graphic novel, that it has to shorten some things and alter some things to fit the movie, but that's my only like real nitpick, but that's more of a nitpick than a legitimate complaint. Other than that, this movie's near perfect. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it.